Thanks again. And I think those who are here, definitely they are looking after the future and they want to prepare themselves to lead the charge. So thanks again. So basically today we'll go through like what's coming up and what it's required to be prepared and how we can help us to get there. So with that, let's begin. So yeah, can you move to the next slide? So first thing first, that I would say AI community is really great in terms of all the communities right now available. But the way uh, the way AI community has been built is really good. Like basically all kind of knowledge is available right now over the internet. But right now it's quite noisy, right? Every time we get like there like every day we're getting a lot of new courses. Every time like after every couple of weeks there are new kind of features are getting deployed uh, and shared. So it's definitely it's quite overwhelming and for me also it's quite overwhelming who's like working in this domain from long time. So yeah, definitely this problem is there. There's a lot of content and it's become quite hard to catch up everything and to find out after all those that what exactly you need to basically excel in this domain. So that's why if you just jot down on a higher level. So like you have a lot of YouTube videos, you have a lot of other courses also. Like YouTube is example, but there are a lot of other platforms also. So yeah, it's quite difficult. It's quite overwhelming. Second, like they learn Python but not systems. So basically you can build a project, but again that project will be just limited. It's like just an applied version of it. But if you see when you go to industry side, they require you to think in terms of systems and not just building a chatbot around it, but how this chatbot will actually work in the production environment and what it takes to build a production ready chatbot system, for example. So that's what is actually the requirement, and people look after for those who are actually thinking in that direction, because building is becoming quite easy nowadays. Like there are thousands of projects available. You can just copy paste and you can build a project. You can build a portfolio. So building a portfolio is not a difficult task. The difficult task is to make it production ready and have understanding of what it takes to build something for production environment. And they don't have portfolio projects which show impact. So again, that's what I explained, right? That you need to show that it's a system you are building for and not just a project or just a shallow project you're building for your portfolio. So it takes time to basically go beyond building projects and actually building for system. So that's what happened when you learn from by yourself, or like, because many people has this behavior that they want to learn from someone and they get better understanding through that kind of learning. And again, for AI specific community, there is a lot to consume it. So yeah, it's definitely quite like difficult to actually follow everything. So yeah, these are like basic issues, and I would say everyone is facing this kind of issues, and they're finding their way to cope up with this. Can you move next? Okay, so today we'll basically go through one like basically understand about LLMs on higher level, like basically how these LLMs actually making the world into an agentic world, and why AI jobs are exploding, and how this course makes you job ready, or at least make you aware that exactly what it takes to get a job in this environment, and you will have a clear direction that where you need to go ahead. Okay, so yeah, with this, let's start. Next, please. All right. So the first and more interesting thing is that like nowadays everyone is using GPT or Gemini or Claude, right? But if you want to ask this question, that what is inside GPT, exactly how these things are getting done, right? You ask some question and you get answered immediately in like just a couple of seconds. So exactly how this thing works. So yeah, someone has raised. Okay,
Hi, Karan. Yeah, I
yeah.
think just we may have missed it.
Okay.
If you can just briefly give your background.
Okay. I think we started from the other slide. Fine. I think all right. I think I missed that part. So first of all, I am Karan Purohit. Basically, I have around decade of experience in the domain of building AI native products. Like I have mostly worked into startups. Like basically, I was founding member of a startup called Sarthi. So basically, I started building agents pre-GPT era, like when there was no large language model, so they were only language models. So we were building agents like voice agents and text agents. So yeah, so it's been, I would say, around a decade. I have been building agents in this domain, and yeah, so I have seen, by working in startup for a long time, I have seen that how what it takes to exactly build an AI native system from scratch, and how like what are the things where these systems will basically fail. So basically, what it takes to make it uh, production ready, and how to scale this system in production. And currently I'm basically working as AI product manager. I think I saw someone also as a product management coming from that role. That's great. So basically, so when you say when you are a product manager, so basically you are seeing everything, like the whole product cycle of AI products, from building to making it to production, and then scaling the product for like millions of users. So and currently I'm working with Zoomio. So like they are basically building an enterprise. So it's an enterprise company where we serve Fortune 500 clients. And also the product itself is about it has multiple AI components, and it do KYC. So that again, lot of fraud detection, and working on edge cases. So yeah. So all those things I'm doing. And apart from that, I have like around 5 to 6 years of experience in teaching and mentoring people. So I have mentored around 1,000 plus students right now into switching their career to from like non-tech or tech based role to an AI native or applied AI science specific roles. So yeah, so that's what about me. And if you have any question, you can ask in chat. I think I can go through it after we complete this specific session, or specific topics, and then I can answer your question. Okay. With that, let's move forward. So coming to this interesting question, right? That why what is inside GPT, by the way, and how this thing works from a layman's point of view, how this things works. So whenever you give some input, like this models generate the whole utterance, but eventually actually it generates everything on a word level, or if I want to be really specific, it generates on a token level, right? Because we are now into the economy of tokens. So basically, this LLM generates tokens one after another. So how what's the flow looks like? So basically, you give a text input, that text gets converted into token. When I say token, I think many people get confused at what is token exactly. Is it word or is it something else? So by the way, ideally the tokens looks like a subword. Okay, so it's not a complete word always. It can be, but mostly it's word divided into multiple small subwords. So that's what tokens looks like into a simple definition. So basically, it converts your text input into multiple tokens. And then we have one interesting layer called transformer. Okay, so that's where like that's basically a secret recipe of all the current LLMs, and everyone has this transformer layer. Like it can be Gemini, it can be Claude, it can be OpenAI, it can be DeepSeek, anything. So all the LLMs has this recipe, which is called transformer. And then transform basically predicting that what should be the next token, and eventually it gives all the tokens one after another, and eventually we get the whole answer. That okay, whatever question you ask, you get the answer. So you can see the transformer is the secret sauce of all the improvement throughout. I would say when GPT came, the first large language model came, through whatever models we are getting right now also, all these models are basically got empowered by this specific network called transformer. And that's why we'll go into transformer in bit details. in couple slides. So that's what I want to tell you, that from a person who actually is practicing AI, right? You should know about it exactly. What is the specific part which change everything into the world of language model and agents and energetic AI systems. So yeah, so ChatGPT is not a magic. It's a very large probability machine, and transform is a block which is actually exactly doing that prediction and giving you next token. So yeah, let's move to next slide. Good idea. Yeah. So basically, LLM predicts the next word, but extremely well, right? Because whenever we ask something, it has the answer. Even the answer is not accurate, but it gives the answer. So that's how they are trained on. So basically, when we type something, if you just give that "I love eating," then you will. So basically, what happens inside LLM? It is predicting the other words. So for example, for each and every word, there is some confidence. Like for pizza, for chocolate, for pasta. So like, just for example, like for each and every word, there is some confidence, there is some probability score that what should be the ideal word after "I love eating." So for example, if you have talked to GPT, let's say for a year, so if you say, what do I like most in food item, then it will have prediction based on whatever items you have discussed earlier in your past journey. So basically, based on that, it will predict that, okay, pizza might be your best option because we have talked about it a lot. So there'll always be a one score, one probability score. So that's why this all models are called, they are based on probability. So so, so, so so that's why you must have seen that whenever you give same prompt, okay, and you ask the same question, the model gives you the answer will be largely same, but eventually the word is will be different, right? Every time the words are different. So you won't get same output with the same input, because there's always this variance. So that's why so everything is driven by probability, and this probability can change a lot. And so that's why, so we get different kind of output when the same input is there, and if we change the input a bit here and there, then output also will be quite different. So but that's the interesting part about LM. So basically they work on this confidence score. Okay, next. Cool. So now basically I just want all of you guys to go and understand the secret part about transformer, which was transfer, basically the secret part about the LLMs, right? Which is the transformer layer. So I will just walk you through in a couple of slides and why exactly transformer did this big change, and what is special about transformer, like why we talk about this a lot. So basically, so like there were two problems, like before transformer, there were two problems, which was like the language models were quite slow, and it used to forget things. So because you will say that the intelligence was quite shallow overall, because it used to forget things after one paragraph. It used to forget things after like next, like there was quite limitation that the memory layer was not good. So and it was slow because everything was sequential. For example, like it used to read the input word by word, like after like first word, then second word, then third word. So it used to read like that. So you can see if you are reading anything like on a sequential manner, so, the time was quite huge, and also it used to forget things. So these are like two big problems if you want to build anything like which can understand a lot of complex text, and also like a big part of your data. For example, if you're like passing one whole paragraph or one whole chapter, right? Then it will do like quite poor in terms of your application. So yeah, so that's when transformer came into the picture. So there was this paper called "Attention is All You Need." Okay, and this is the most cited paper till date. Like it came around 2017 by Google team, Google's deep learning team, and and this paper is like till now this is the highest cited paper, because almost all the paper in the large language models domain, they have to cite this because they have this layer called transformer. So yeah, let's go to next slide. Okay, so now we'll just understand like what's transformer and what is the attention, because I just talk about a paper called attention is all you need, right? So this is how the transformer looks like, the basically the secret sauce of all the LLMs. So what it has like an encoder layer and a decoder layer. So for example, the encoder layer will basically try to extract the intelligence, or basically try to extract the pattern of the given input data. So like if you give the an input sentence into some other language, like I think here it is Spanish, right? And basically this example of like doing machine translation. So if you give some data to one language, and if you want to just translate to another language, then you can use this version of transformer, which has encoder also and decoder also. So encoder basically encapsulate all the information which is given to it, and decoder will basically try to change it into another format if you want to do it. So that's example, that's called encoder decoder architecture. So encoders are basically, so in a simple language, encoders basically try to extract the data, extract the relation between one word to another word. Yeah, let's move to next. So yeah, so if you zoom in, you will see that encoders are basically they are like multiple encoders stacked on each other. So now you will say, why multiple encoders, right? Why can't we just have one encoder which can just understand everything? So, but that's actually quite a shallow knowledge. So once you have multiple encoders, what will happen is that the whatever input we have, let's say my input is I am a student, right? I am a student. So if I have multiple encoders, each and every encoder will learn one specific pattern. For example, the first encoder will learn that how these words actually connect with each other, like what's the relation between them. Second encoder will understand that what is the verb, what is the adjective, what is the noun in this sentence. The third encoder will understand that what exactly the whole sentence means in general. The fourth encoder will understand some other pattern. So basically, we have all this encoder because the text is quite complex, right? It can be a complex data, because let's say if you're passing a whole large paragraph, and now basically you have to understand it. So there can be a lot of different scenarios, right? There can be multiple people, there can be complex system, complex theories explained. So that's why you need multiple encoders to encode all of this different kind of knowledge. So once you are able to encode that, once you're able to extract that hidden pattern among all these words, meanings and adjectives, grammar, like all this kind of knowledge, then basically I'm ready to answer any question, right? I hope that makes sense. That's why we have all these multiple encoders, and similarly decoders, because we have to decode all this knowledge, and if I want to do some task, I need to do this similar way. So that's it. Yeah, next slide. So that's basically architecture, and now basically we will pass the input, right? We'll pass the input. So now basically we'll pass the input to our model. So from input to output we'll do. So how it happens that basically we have to convert words into numbers, because that's a basic process. Because machine understands only numbers, right? So we have to. So there's a way called word embeddings, which basically converts your words into numbers, and yeah, like that's what happens. Next slides. And that's basically architecture that if you see at the bottom, you have thinking word called thinking machine, and now it's converted into x1 x2 vector, which is like your word embedding is basically converting your words into numbers. And then we have this attention layer, basically what I discussed, right? We have encoder layers. So that whole layer is called attention layer. And then when we pass the words through the words through attention layer, we get some new vector called z1 z2, and then basically eventually the whole encoder layers get completed. So that's how the data is getting passed. No worries, like basically the objective is to build the intuition. Definitely in our actual session we will go in much more detail. Yeah, next slide please. So in short, what's transformer? Like we have embeddings, like we convert text into words, and then we have attention, right? We pass words into all these layers, and then basically we get the output. Basically, it gives the like the next token, right? So basically, so what happens in transformer is that we are actually seeing and this is one great example, and I tell to everyone that like thousands of readers looking at the same sentence and voting what matters. So all these encoder layers are basically looking throughout this data, and basically they are basically voting that what exactly is there in the sentence and which is what noting. So that's what happens inside that encoder block. Next slide. So, so this is a great example of how actually this looks like, right? If you have this input called the animal didn't cross the street because it was too tired. Okay, so if you see from the attention layer, which I just told, right, that it really looks to each and every word and finds out the pattern. So if you highlight on it, okay, so you will see that it is quite heavily connected with the an animal, right? Because like I haven't told model that what it is referring to, right? I just gave this input sentence, and now basically model is able to relate that it is basically referring to the animal. So this is the like hidden pattern uh, was basically found by the encoder layers. So that's like basically I'm saying that's the intelligence the model is able to find out. And just imagine the same pattern if we have like a huge amount of sentence or huge paragraph or chapter. If you pass the same logic just keeps going on, and basically LLMs are able to find out the relation between that whatever you're asking, that they are able to relate that what is the meaning of whatever input data is given, and they're basically able to make sense out of it. So that's what I want to show you, that how it makes sense out of it. So it has this encoder layers, which actually we actually go through each and every word and try to see each and every word from different angle and build the intuition, and then basically it's able to relate. So why is powerful? Yeah, you can go to next slide. Yeah, next. Okay, so text, code, image, speech. So basically same thing we can use into multiple domain. Like again, like so you must have seen, right? The one of the most things where LLMs are really great at is about writing. So that's why nowadays everyone is writing like LinkedIn post. They're writing their emails. They're writing comments. They're writing blogs using LLMs. And same is about code, right? Because nowadays there are a lot of new platforms which are basically about writing codes. Like Codex is there. There's a Cursor. There's a VS Code. There's a Cloud Code. So like why? Because they are getting a lot of value right now, because we have these LLMs which can write things really well. It can be a textual language. It can be code language. And then we have like images also, like it can generate images and speech. So for all these data points, we have this the backbone is transformer. So I hope you can understand that why they are actually valuable enough. Yeah, move to next slide, please. So for the live demo, I think I want to show you one workflow, by the way. Basically, I think you can move to next slide, please. After this, yeah. So I will show the demo in some time. So let's see the demo. Right first, let me share my screen right now. Okay, I will show my screen. So you must have heard about N10, right? All of you. So basically, so like this is one example of yeah. So this is one example of like of our course that we'll also going to cover all the basics of the AI engineering, and also a couple of points or tools which are quite important for everyone right now. That and it helps in your daily life. So, and those of you who are aware about N10, so basically N10 is a platform which can help you to build things or build workflows without having a tech background. So basically, if you are not a programmer, then also you can build some end-to-end like automation, or you can say an agentic loop or agentic task. And I will just show you one example of it. Okay. So basically, it's a workflow where and what it do basically. So you can see there's one Google Sheet, then there's one scraper basically, and there's this AI agent. Okay, this is agent, and there's one tool called Gmail. What I'm doing basically, that if I'm applying for a job, okay, so this will help you to those who want to apply for a job, and basically, so if I have a data, like I have this sample data, right? So basically, I'm applying for a company called Servo. So I have their website link, or and it's up to you. Like if you want to give a website link, or if you have already the job description URL, Like, so it's up to you what you want to put. So let's say I have this website link, and then I have this hiring manager's name also, that so, or maybe it can be anyone. It can be the like the hiring manager, or like someone whom you know, or it can be the HR also, and also their email ID. So I'm just adding one sample email ID here. So if you know all this detail, and nowadays you know that we have to customize our email. If you just write same email to everyone, it won't make sense, right? So basically, with the help of AI, with help of LLMs, you can write some customized emails, right? And basically make it more and more customized for your profile, and you can just reach out to all of them. So just suppose that you have made a list of 10 people, or let's say 100 people, and now you want to customize email for everyone. So manually it's quite difficult. And also, if you just go to GPT and write the email for each and everyone, again, that's quite a tedious task. So we can automate this whole task by taking a workflow like this in anytime. And I will just run this workflow in front of you now. Okay, so now basically it's going to go into sheet. Okay, so it's stop on that part, but I will just show you the email which I just got. Yeah, I just generate this email. So you can see you will generate this email like AI engineering application. Let's say my name is Azim, 10 years experience as a PM. And yeah, dear Alex Wong, and this data is basically it got from the company's website. And like you can see that this surrounded AI is basically doing this. And also specific part about your profile, that what you have done, and some specific objective. And yeah, so basically, you can write all of this, like similar kind of, like you can write hundreds of email by building this workflow and running it on like by yourself, and you can customize everything. So that's something you can build nowadays by yourself, by zero knowledge of programming. Definitely, if you have a programming knowledge, then you can build much more complex thing. But all of this can be done in anytime. So this is an example of one of the tool. So yeah. So I will just cover that. I think by now we all know that why it's quite important, and basically what all role you can basically able to cover by doing this whole course. What we have right now. That basically it will help anyone who wants to jump into AI engineer role, Gen AI developer role, prompt engineer role, or AI product engineer role, or NLP engineer role. Basically, it's like whenever you see application of AI or LLMs, you can and go to all those roles. Next. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I think from here, I guess Abdul can take from now.
Yeah, hi guys, Syed here. Yeah, Karan, let's see if there are any questions. Thank you for the presentation.
Sure. If there are any questions,
questions,
guys, please write.
please put it on chat. And I still see some folks are still on, not able to. Habib Sayed and Muhammad Jamaluddin, if you can accept the request to join as contributors, then you can chat, and also you can type in the chat and also have a audio communication with us. So any questions, folks, or any thoughts, any comments, or any questions you have about the course or about the topic of learning AI and machine learning fundamentals? Please don't feel shy. You can ask on chat. If you don't want to speak on audio, you can just ask on chat. Thank you, Paulina. I hope it was helpful for everybody just to get a perspective, like a idea on how things work, what is this new technology and concepts around it. Trust me, it's not that difficult to learn. Anybody can learn it. You just have to give some time and commitment. Okay, if no questions, thank you, Karan, for your time. You can drop off now and we'll just go through the course background. Thanks, Karan. All right, everyone. So,
Govind, can you start on credit?
yeah. So, folks, this is going to be a 32 hours course spanning 8 weeks. Um, we'll have 16 live sessions. It's basically on weekend, Saturday and Sunday. At the end of the 2 months, you will be able to basically clearly understand how AIML works and know you just need to have some professional working background. You don't need to have heavy technical experience. We will start the course like as if somebody who doesn't know, and we will cover topics that are helpful to understand and gain enough experience in 2 months that after 2 months you can, or after 16 sessions across 8 weeks, you're able to learn on your own, or you can move on to specific areas that you want to touch on. I see some folks have joined back. Any questions on this course structure? This is going to be on weekends, usually around 11 a.m. Yes, we have also shared our website link for the 2 months and 4 months. We'll talk about the 4 month part later. Any questions or comments? Shane, can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah, there is a 4 month program, but that is after somebody completes the 2 months. And once you feel confident and you want to add more experience, we continue on with a 4 month hands-on training. It's more of like on-job training. You get real world experience. We give real projects, and we have every alternate day calls, and we give you project tasks and make sure you are able to complete it. Essentially, after somebody completes the full 6 months, the first 2 months, and then the 4 month industrial training program, you can actually be able to capture 1 year of experience in AI and ML if you're about to pursue job hunt or searching jobs in that area. So that is what our programs are. But here today we are talking about the 2 months program.